Hello. Everyone, and welcome to McCann Ice Arena. I'm Derek DeGal alongside Tommy Berry, and today we got a great matchup between the Marist Red Foxes and the Army. What can we look forward to in this game against with Army coming off not as good of a hot start as they had last year? Last year they only had one loss in the season. This year they've already had 3 losses. What can we expect out of Army?
Well, the one thing Army needs to do is just forget about those past 3 losses. Each year, it's a different season. You can't expect the same results. So one key to there is just forgetting about those losses. And looking at the game notes, the offense isn't the issue. It's just making sure they're playing good, routine team defense and making sure they do all the things to a T.
Yeah, and a huge factor for the Marist Red Foxes is Anthony Russo, and he's been dominant throughout this entire season. First game against St. Thomas Aquinas, he had 28 saves in that one. Save percentage, .778 on the season. What can we expect from him?
Well, from Russo, he hasn't really been the issue. Sometimes just small defensive errors. So Marist just needs to make sure, like I said, for Army, it's the same thing, playing team defense, making sure you're getting in the shot lane, moving people away, making sure Russo has a clear shot, and then making sure you're getting rebounds out of the way. You can't expect a goalie to save 5 shots in 20 seconds. So if you can get the puck out of the zone and give Russo a good second to calm down and to see the puck again, I like his chances and Marist's chances tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge game. Marist against Army. It's going to be a big one. We'll be back. All right, in first. On the face-off, Red Foxes have it, and that time is Kyle Faraday, the experienced vet for the Red Foxes. Gets a little shove there. Shot on net for the Black Knights early on in this one. Army still putting pressure on the Red Foxes. And goal for the Red Foxes is not your normal Anthony Russo. It's Andrew Schauder. What type of impact do you think that's going to have on the Red Foxes?
I don't think it's going to make a big impact. Obviously, Russo is their main guy, but I think the coach right here tonight has faith in him, so that is why they're going with him. They want to make sure Russo has a great rest for the big game that's tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, big game indeed. Tomorrow they're going to be playing Mount Clair State. Pink the Rink night. Huge matchup in that one. Army, though, tough competitor for the Red Foxes after last season where the Army was able to win in the semifinals versus the Red Foxes and went in.
Army is not a light foe to take. Dare I say they're Marist kryptonite. In the past couple of years, they've been beating them. Right now, Marist, like you said earlier before the game started, Army is off to a little bit of a slower start, so Marist just has to keep playing their game, and I think they'll come out with it.
Yeah, you know I love that word, kryptonite, and Army certainly been Marist's. Shot on net on that time, goes to the boards.
Anthony Russo's younger brother there, Michael, did a great job at getting in the shot.
Not his brother. They're not related. I just found out. It's an interesting.
That's interesting. I thought they were.
Interesting. No, yeah, we all thought they were, but indeed they're not related. Just the same last name. So, interesting note for the Red Foxes.
What are the odds of that?
Not very high. Not very high at all.
Marist
takes a shot there.
That's something Marist needs to do is keep playing physical against St. Thomas Aquinas. That's what they did to a T, was they were able to use their physicality to come away with it. They also got to make sure they get off to a hot start as well.
An icing called on that one. I'm Derek DeGallo alongside Tommy Berry for a nice hockey matchup. Army, so far in this one, heavily taken control of this one.
Yes, Derek, they have, but I have faith in the Red Foxes tonight that they'll be able to take an opportunity and seize it.
Army almost got a shot on net, but was deflected by the Red Foxes. The environment tomorrow is going to be big.
It will be. We even have a band tonight, so imagine how that's going to be feeding into tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see if the band comes for tomorrow. That's one thing that the Red Foxes are hoping to have tomorrow at 4:15. I know you're excited for that one. You'll be on the call.
I am, Derek. I'm looking forward to it.
Red Foxes just trying to clear it out. They're able to do so for the second, and that is Casey with the puck. Tried to go middle on that one for Wild, wasn't able to do so. Battled around, blocked by Army, but tried to get another shot there. Was Wild, but wasn't able to connect on that one. Another shot on goal there. So Red Foxes early on in this one getting some shots on net.
That's what Marist needs to do. They need to put shots on it. Like I said, against St. Thomas Aquinas, last game they won, they put up a whopping 51 shots. So if you're not putting shots on, there's very low chances you're not going to score. And
that one's going to go right out of play on that one. Goes into the Army bench. So we're going to do a line change here and a face-off coming up.
This Army team is big. Marist just needs to stay fast, which is what they do. They're a nifty team. If they can keep that up, I think, like I said all night, they're going to be good.
That one's going to go right to Schauder, the goalie. And that's going to go out of play again. Lot of action early on in this one.
Very back and forth so far in the early 4 minutes of this game.
Army has it for a second. Still has it. Going back, trying to go around backdoor. Wasn't able to do so with Marist right involved. And the Red Foxes are going to try to push it up the ice this time. They're able to do so. Off the board. As it was Stoneman who hit it right off the board.
That's a really good play there. The dump and chase is a very effective tactic in all levels of hockey. No team can continuously turn back around multiple times in the same shift. So if you keep doing that, they're bound to be tired out.
Stoneman. First home game he's been involved. He started in this one. What can you tell me about Stoneman?
He's a very crafty player. He was very good before he transferred here, coming from ASU University, but he had 36 points in 20 games, so he's a great addition here for the Red Foxes.
Indeed, indeed. Certainly, especially coming from Arizona State, bigger school, and going to the Red Foxes, huge lift. And this Red Foxes team is very young. A lot of new faces from last year, a lot of turnover, a lot of guys who were captains, a lot of guys who were seniors, left the team, new faces. And in that first match, first game of the season, they delivered in a big way.
That they did, Derek. Winning 5-1 against what wasn't an easy opponent is a great sign for the season. Granted, this year has not panned out how they wanted, but you got to remember, like you said, they're young. There's going to be growing pains. They just got to be able to work around those.
Red Foxes have it.
Right there, number 11, Johnny Martiano. He's also starting in his first game here at home. We're going to see a lot of players coming in and out of the lineup as Coach Hurlbut is trying to figure out what he wants to do with the lines with this new team.
Army pushing it up the ice. Red Foxes get it this time. It's Faraday. Gets it back to Faraday on this one. Deflected by Army. That time it was Connor with the puck for Army. Still has it for a second, then lost it. Casey defending. Trying to go in the middle is Army. Then goes to the left side, far side. Shot. It's just going to go right past the boards on that one.
The hustle there by Jack Casey was phenomenal to get to the inside the shooter lane.
Army to the far side, trying to go indoor. Seems like early on, Army doesn't like to take a lot of shots from one side.
We're going to have an early elbowing call here going against Anthony Chambers.
And the last time these two teams played was in the 2023 playoffs, as we mentioned earlier on. Red Foxes lost 4-1 in that one on the semifinals, so tough battle for the Red Foxes. Certainly want to have a huge matchup in this one.
Yeah, losing to Army in the semifinals definitely left a sour taste in the Red Foxes. But hopefully this year with the Army with a slow start, it's time for the Red Foxes to show that they're able to take control of the conference, and it's not Army's anymore.
A lot of new faces. That's something that, talking with Marist players, coaches, they're excited for this season. With a new group, leadership, Jack Casey's been involved in a lot of things for the Red Foxes, trying to get Marist in contention with Army year in and year after year, as that one's going to go out of play.
Yeah, Derek, they definitely are hungry, and a great center field piece written by Brendan Madden. He talked about the Marist hockey team, and he was really talking about how they were hungry and they wanted to show that this can be their conference. after a couple years of some disappointing results, they're ready to turn it around, and like I said, they're hungry.
Yeah, great piece on Centerfield. Make sure to check that out. Centerfieldmarist.com. Make sure to check out all the articles regarding Marist sports, not just hockey, but check that one out indeed. 12:35 left in the first period. Still scoreless in this one. Communication with the ref and the coaches for the Red Foxes. We're going to have a face-off here. It's James Hickman, who has scored earlier on. He scored in that first game, and Hickman's been a huge major reason why the Red Foxes have been successful with 2 points so far on the season.
Yes, he has. In order to win games, you need to have production from everyone, especially Hickman, who is a senior who's here to show these younger players how to play the game.
Pushed up the ice they go, and this time it's going to be an icing. And, when you look at Army, one guy you got to really look out for is Mark Lehman. He's played in all games for him, 6 games played, and he's done an unbelievable job for Army, and he just continues to be that leader for Army.
Yeah, he does a great job at putting himself in the right positions. He has 6 goals, 6 games played. That's not a player you can take lightly. You got to watch him at all times.
Something to look out for in this one, number 56 in black. Makes a move, gets around the defender. We're the Red Foxes on that one, but Army gets it back.
Right now, Marist just needs to make sure when they enter the zone, they get settled. You have an extra man, you have extra space. You got to take advantage of it on the power play.
Wild. Hits it to the boards. Thought possibly a line change. There was no line change. Again off the boards. Wild has it. Kind of in no man's land. He's going to try to pass it back, but Army was able to get it. It's a race for the puck for the time being.
Right there is Lehman, like we said. He's taking control of everyone on the ice, including defense. As the power play expires, it's now 5-on-5 for the Red Foxes.
Huge way.
Big hit there behind the play. That's what Marist needs to do, play physical. This Army team is significantly bigger than them, so if they can keep tiring them out, maybe they'll become scared to get into the corners and be gritty.
Huge stop there by Army for a second. Marist had it, but then lost it again. Thought it was going to go to the assistant captain. It doesn't. It went over to Wild, who pushed it up the ice, but Army got it right back, and that one's going to go out of play again. Early on in this one, we've seen a lot of the time it's been out of play on the far side. Us, and we are good to go.
That was Stoneman right there making an immediate impact there with his physicality, knocking down Kyle Lawrence there at the blue line to keep the puck in the zone.
Yeah, and Faherty, the other Faherty brother, Nolan, number 22 for the Red Foxes, was involved. He has it this time, just mentioned him, and he had the puck, but then lost it. Army with it, goes to the near side. Gets a shot up just above the net on that one.
A lot of pucks are going wide. These players are just trying to pick some corners.
Puck has been flying all over the place tonight. What do you make of the decision? We talked about it from the open. Anthony Russo is the guy to look out for in net for the Red Foxes. Not having him in net in this one, what do you make up of that?
Time will tell how the decision pans out, but so far it seems like it's being a solid decision because still 0-0 halfway through the first, and Schauder's been making the great plays. He's been able to get adjusted to the shooters, not really having any mishaps. And I'm sure Coach Herbert, he made the right decision. He saw how Schauder's been playing in practice and knows he's been putting the work in, and it deserves a starting nod.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Also, having to play back-to-back games this weekend, especially a big game, Pink the Rink, against Montclair State, that's where you kind of want you want to have Russo in that situation. This game, I understand the importance of it with the way they lost in the semifinals, but at the end of the day, it's still early on in the season. You don't want to drain out Russo.
That's correct, and especially you never know. God forbid anything happens to Anthony. You need to make sure your backup goalies are prepared to get some nods in there, and that's exactly what it looks like they're trying to do. Get them started early.
It's his first game played, and that's his first save of the season in net.
It's a great save.
Yeah, great way to start off your first game. And it's kind of interesting we mentioned that it's his first save in the game, and it's 8:55 left in the first period, so great defense from the Red Foxes early on in this one.
Yeah, that was definitely a big key factor. Recently, the team defense has been lacking. They've been letting up a lot of goals, leaving Russo that dry, but it looks like after this week, they're able to have some good practices and work on that team defense of getting players out of the shooting lanes.
They've had a lot of rest that has happened, which I feel like is definitely a huge reason why they are prepared for this moment.
Definitely, with the game being canceled last Saturday, it definitely gave them a week to prepare, especially knowing that Army's coming up. I know that was a big game circled on their calendar.
Army almost got it in the back of the net, but Red Fox's defense just stepped up big time. Off the sideboard this time. Red Foxes trying to chase it, but Army just pushes it down the ice, and now they're going to get a line change going. It's going to be Kyle Faraday leading the charge for the Red Foxes, setting up the offense here.
Looks like the big emphasis, like I said earlier, was dump and chase. Looks like both teams are utilizing that strategy early on in this game.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. To the near side. Shot again wide. Army early on in this one hasn't been able to connect. And that's another save for Schauder. That one on a side, earlier save was right down the middle, but he gets that one indeed.
Yeah, Schauder's definitely getting looks from all angles, even though they might not be connecting on the net, but that's just to prove that he's making himself look big in the net, taking away the shots that to where players are forcing themselves to pick corners that they can't make.
You know what's very interesting, though? We talked about Lehman from the open. His size. He's huge.
He's a big guy, and I bet you, I haven't watched much of Army, but I do know they're definitely using that size to his advantage and this team's advantage.
That's got to be a huge reason why he's been so successful this season for Army.
Definitely. He looks like he has the hands, too. It's kind of an all-around threat.
It's Bruno who scored a goal early on in the season. Involved on that one, wasn't able to get anything going for the Red Foxes. But it's Keogh with it. Assistant captain. Misfires on the pass, but gets it right back and pushes it up the ice. Didn't get a good look at that one.
There's a great chance up front. Right now, Marist is doing a great job at taking away the time and space that Army has. And the more and more you take time and space away and force Army to make the wrong plays, they're going to hesitate more, which is going to be to Marist's advantage later on in the game.
Huge job for the Red Foxes early on in this one, just not allowing Army to really get going anywhere. Body check there. Right now in this scoreless affair, what have you learned from either side early on in this one?
Something I've learned is Marist has definitely been utilizing the time and space they have against Farmingdale and Siena. That was definitely a big issue, as they were making the wrong plays because they were pressured quickly. But it looks like this weekend they really learned the importance of making sure they slow down and take the right time to make the correct play.
Deflection,
just like there.
Yeah, deflection by the Red Foxes. Huge play right there. And like we mentioned, Schauder, not a lot of saves in this one so far. So defense stepping up in a big way. And you can talk all you want about defense, but it's been everybody because they haven't had a lot of possession on their side of the ice, but yet still they have not been able, an Army, to capitalize.
Not at all. Marist is doing a phenomenal job at making sure they get the rebound chances out of there, too. There's been really one shot, not really much makeup after that.
And that one goes past Army. And no icing on that one. Hits off of Army as the guy was trying to sub out. Red Foxes band not happy at all with the call. They haven't been to a lot of hockey games, so it's really interesting to see them get involved in this one.
No, the off-ice refs definitely wanted a too many men call, which I don't blame them. Me personally, if I was a ref, I would have called that.
Gets knocked down on that one was Army, but he gets right back up in Stoneman. A little body checking there.
From the early goes of this game, it looks like these refs might just let him play. Right there, that's a little bit of an interference against Stoneman, knocking the stick out of his hand, but they're going to let him go.
Do you like it from a player's perspective of just letting everything kind of play out, or would you rather see more things called?
From a player's perspective, I definitely like less things being called because it keeps the flow of the game going, but it's hard as a ref and a player to control when you're going to draw the line. One thing my coach has always told me is the one thing they like is consistency with the refs. And if they're consistent, you can't complain.
To the far side this time. Another lot of body checks early on in this one.
Yeah, it's definitely a big emphasis of this game is the physicality, as it's been all year long. Marist is not afraid to get into a little bit of a battle.
Miscommunications on Army and also the Red Foxes side of things on that one. Trying to go around, isn't able to do so. Fight for the puck this time. Puck loose. Looking around. And this time it's Casey down the ice for the Red Foxes. He gets sent to the boards, almost goes into the bench, but this time it's Wild. Shot right off the board. Giving it back out this time to McCormack. Army trying to get things in a groove early on in this one. 2:50 left. Stopped by Schauder. What a save.
That was a phenomenal save, and that just goes to show that clearly Schauder was ready to play tonight, and it so far is being the right call, putting him in net.
We saw Russo did those in the first couple games, and Schauder says, hey, what about me?
That's great. You always want to have a good 1 and 2 backup goalie. And if this is what Marist going to have all season long, they're going to be a dangerous team to beat.
You certainly can't complain about that. Almost right in front again. Army battle for the puck. That one goes wide again. Army having opportunities early on, just have not been able to get it into the back of the net.
And you can accredit that to two things. Either Army not being mentally prepared before the game, or Marist is making really good plays. And I think it's the latter.
That one goes right past Hickman. And coach wanted a icing, and he gets it. 1:44 remaining in the first period of this one. Looks like Hickman is going to be doing the face-off for the Red Foxes. Yeah, Hickman is going to be doing the face-off for the Red Foxes. Army gets a burst after the face-off. And guess who it is? It was Mollering on that one, who had got the extra burst after that one, but Aronov also had a second burst as well, number 4 for Army. Trying to make a move where the Red Foxes weren't able to do so. Shot on net, blocked. Red Foxes pushing it back up the ice. This time it's Stoneman. Stoneman on the near side. Tried to get a cross in, wasn't able to do so. He gets hit. 1:10 remaining. Putting it back in play.
Red Foxes are now doing a fabulous job at playing a 200-foot game. When there's extended chances in the Red Fox zone, they're doing a fabulous job at making sure to turn it around and go the
Shot
other way.
on net. That one was Cetera, who wasn't able to connect on that one.
Right there again, the emphasis of the dump, just in the cycle right there, really making a big impact right now.
Took a knock on that one was Keogh. We got 35 left. Clock continuing to move. Casey makes a deflection over to Wild. Wild on the far side gets a shot off, but it's going to be stopped by the netminder himself.
That was the first whistle in a while there. This has been a very fast-paced game. Going back and forth. Really well, even matched game.
A lot of back and forth so far. That's why it's 0-0, because it's such a great match. Who knew what we were going to be expecting in this one, but certainly not this much action-packed in the first period.
Not at all, but if you told me it'd be 0-0 at this point in the game, I still wouldn't be shocked.
4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. It's going to go off this time. The Red Foxes don't give up a goal in the first period. Army not able to connect on that one.
It's a fabulous first period from the Red Foxes.
And we'll be right back for second period action. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to period number 2. I am Derek DeGallo alongside Tommy Berry for a great matchup. Scoreless through period number 1 on to number 2. And Army wins the face-off.
This is going to be a great period, Derek. Both teams back to being fully rejuvenated, so we'll see how the second or what the inter-period change-ups were.
Gonna be a good one, I'll tell you what. Early on in this one, Red Foxes continued to do well. Army had opportunities, just weren't able to capitalize. Army moving around on the far side, on the near side. Switching sides.
Marist was making great use of the glass so far for their breakouts. It's one quick and simple way to get it out of the zone is by banging it out the glass, and they're doing that to a T tonight.
Whoa, putting some pressure on that time, and it's a score! Back of the net! First one of this one, and it's the Red Foxes.
That was a phenomenal goal there by Sean Bruno. He really took advantage of the turnover that Marist created there, was able to get nifty in net. It's going to be his team-leading 4th goal of the season through 5 games so far. What a great freshman to have so far.
I tell you what, I think he's the guy that the Red Foxes were missing last year. The energy for the Red Foxes was there, don't get me wrong. But having some youth, some energy, a guy who can give you goals, and let's be honest, it's early on in this season and he's already scored 4, so he's done a great job.
Especially as a first year coming in, not really acclimated to the playing atmosphere and be able to put in 4 goals already. Nothing more you can ask for as a coach and as a player.
Indeed, great job on that one, but Army, this time going down the ice. It's Wild involved in that one, along with Barone. Haven't talked a lot about Barone today. In this one, the other captain alongside Jack Casey. So I think Barone in this second period and later on in this one is going to have a major factor for the Red Foxes.
Definitely. He's definitely, as a leader, who the Red Foxes look to, but sometimes having a game where even if your leader's having a little bit of an off game or you're not really calling his name as much in the broadcast, that's a good sign that other players on the team, when you have depth, that other players are making sure and stepping up.
Hickman. Face off, wins it. Faraday had it, but then lost it. Going down the other end is Delilah.
Marist there by Faraday. He did a fabulous job at keeping Army to the outside. Exactly what you want as a goaltender.
Red Foxes have it, pushing it up the ice. Faraday tried to give it a give and go over to Russo, but wasn't able to connect on that one. Army has the puck, and that one stopped by Schauder.
Another fabulous save by Schauder. He's looked unstoppable so far.
We didn't expect this at all. I'll be honest with you. I was not expecting Schauder to come into this game and have as big of an impact as he's having.
No, neither did I. I mean, Russo started every single game so far in the season, but like I've said, if you can have a good backup goalie that's able to give you this great a performance so far, that's exactly what you want as a team.
And Zachary Taylor for the Red Foxes involved. Loses the puck, tries to get it right back. It's loose for a second. Army had it. Put it in with McCormack. Pushing it down the ice. It goes. No icing is called on that one. Army with it.
There's a notable patron just yelled behind me. That was offsides. That's accurate.
Gets the call.
I think that's one of the few times fans have gotten the right call.
Oh, indeed. It's going to be an interesting one. Fans for the Red Foxes have really started to come alive. And right before that goal early on, Bruno scored. I think that second period, they heard the energy of the crowd. They felt it, and that's what really led to that goal.
They definitely have. These Red Foxes, when the home games, they elevate their game at home. It feels like this atmosphere and the fans and the students coming to the games really helps them play well, and they know they got the support of their school behind them.
Looked like Casey had it. Puck was loose on that one. Looked like the shot was from Di Nicola. Pushing up the ice. Oh! Stopped on that one. Casey had a chance but wasn't able to connect. Puck is loose again. Casey's involved. Wild off the shot, and it's saved. Casey tried to get the puck loose from the tender, but wasn't able to do so. A lot of extracurriculars after that one.
Definitely, this is going to be a very chippy team. These two teams have seen each other often in both the regular season and the postseason, so naturally a rivalry is going to come about it. And as it starts, this is exactly how it starts. Early regular season, as I believe this is a Army timeout to give a second to regroup.
Yeah. Army called timeout on that one, so we'll see what happens. 16:38 remaining in period number 2. Environment a huge factor in period number 2. Red Foxes score that goal by Sean Bruno. We mentioned earlier, the freshman, the youth of the Red Foxes has been their key to success throughout the season. Is that going to continue, or are we going to see Barone, other veteran experience, step up for the Red Foxes as we can hear the band back in our ear?
I don't know, to be honest with you, Derek. I don't know if the vets are going to step up. I believe they will, but I'm not seeing any signs of aggression from the freshmen. I think they're going to keep up their play. So halfway through the season, or maybe even right now, I wouldn't be shocked if it all comes clicking together for all forms of the team.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little surprising. We see freshmen involved, but it's not just that. It's the chemistry for the Red Foxes that's really delivered early.
Yeah, the leaders have done a fabulous job so far.
And that one's going to go out of play.
That was great defense there by Faraday. Something I was always taught growing up playing the sport is when there's an odd man rush, specifically if it's a 2-on-1, you don't play the shooter. If you have confidence in your goalie, they'll make the save 9 times out of 10. And right there, Schroeder did make the save, and he took away the passing lane effectively.
Face off this time is won by Army, gets it right back. Shot's going to go right to Schroeder for the save. Another save. I'll tell you what, have a day.
He looks calm, cool, and collected.
Oh, you did it. You did it. You did it.
Trifecta.
Oh, you did it. You did it. And that one's going to go out of play again.
Again, another great play by him, using the stick to deflect it out of play. That's an age-old move by goalies.
I guess we really like the puck out of play today. I tell you what, a lot of stoppages in this one.
I do. Granted, there hasn't been a lot of stoppages so far, but majority of them are coming from the puck going out of play.
Indeed. Now we have issues with the clock, so we'll hopefully get settled. But before we get right into the action, Army down a goal early. What do they do?
Just keep playing their game. They're a good team. I mean, you don't go 19-1 last year without being a bad team, so they just keep playing their game. I wouldn't doubt it if they get a goal in the net, but from the way that Marist is playing right now, I also would be shocked if it happens.
Army pushing it up the ice again. Red Foxes say, hey, not so fast this time. And it's Heaney with the puck, pushing it up the ice, off the boards. Deflection by Heaney, but that time wasn't able to get back. Deflected there by the Red Foxes, shielded them out on that one. It's going to go to the near side.
Good puck battle there in the corner. Marist is doing a good job at keeping bodies and putting themselves in front of the puck in the shooter's lane.
Starting to hear some energy from fans.
Yeah, even for being a cold Friday, fans are still making their way out to support the Red Foxes, which is what we love to see. I can't imagine what the crowd's going to look like tomorrow. As you said, pink the rink night. Special
it's
night.
going to be a good one. You better be wearing your pink, Tommy.
I'll scrounge around and see if I have any.
Against the boards. Line change for the Red Foxes. It's a quick line change as the defense gets back. Off the boards. It's Delilah involved. Continuing to get things involved. Looked like it almost went out of play. It doesn't. It's going to be a shot right at Schauder. No line. It's interesting. I was about to say no line changes coming for the face-off, but right as I think about it, there's line changes.
Well, it's almost like they're listening to us. They knew a line change probably should have been good.
Oh, trust me, Tommy. They are definitely listening to us up here. They can definitely hear my loud voice.
As we're still having clock issues. The clock hasn't moved for maybe the past 3 minutes, sitting at 17:05 when we're well along to the 15-minute mark.
Yep, 15-16. Good work there. Good math. Paying attention, but it wasn't 3 minutes, but you're close.
It's the Marist education.
Whoa.
I'm saying that I was able to guess around the 15-minute mark.
Okay. Just making sure. Off the boards. Red Foxes trying to clear it but not get the icing call. They get it forward but not far enough. Wild trying to clear it, isn't able to do so. Off the board again. This time it's Casey, captain, pushing it up the ice. Stoneman, it was actually Bruno who was trying to get that one but wasn't able to do so. Casey with it behind the net. Pushing it forward was Wild. Still not able to do so. As that one goes, I tell you what. I think this game they love to have the pucks out of play. And that's huge. So far, had clock issues in this one, but I'll tell you what. Red Foxes up 1-0 in a huge way. What are you expecting for the Red Foxes moving forward?
I'm expecting them to keep their play going. I don't see any signs of aggression. They're getting those line changes. Like you said, they've been doing it all game, and that's just to keep the legs fresh and hopefully tire out Army and get the puck deep like they did just there. It's a key to success.
Army pushing it down the ice. Oh, but it stopped. And again, it's out of play. I'll tell you what, they like to get it out of play in this one.
If you bet the over on pucks out of play, I think you would have cashed it by now.
That is the guarantee that you have to do that. I can't believe I'm excited about pucks out of play in this one. Army wins the face-off. Oh, it goes out of play again. Have a day, puck.
What do we think the line was set at? 19.5?
No, I don't think
we're definitely over there.
No, it definitely was not 19.5, but I'll tell you what. It definitely went over. I think it went over just in this second period.
Alone? For sure.
And we're only 5 minutes in.
Great day for the over-under bettors.
Well, great day for the puck, I guess, or not so fast. If you want to go out of play or if you want to stay on the ice. I guess it just didn't want to be too cold today.
I guess today he wanted to go out of play.
Clock issues again, continuing to have them. We'll stay tuned with those clock issues as we get the information.
Marist so far doing a fabulous job on the times that Army elects to not dump it in at stopping them at the blue line and making them regroup.
This time Army on the near side, shot on net, Schauder trying to stop it away, and it gets into the back of the net. Army answers with a goal.
That's a big goal there for Army. It's definitely what you need. It looked like the timeout there worked to get them back into it. Marist right there just failed to have a guy on the point. I've been seeing it all game. Army is loving to get the puck to their defense for some long shots, either for a screen shot or a tip shot. But, you know, as that happens, you got to get the wingers out there fast, stay on them, don't let them get those shots out. And then also there, just lack of rebound control there. Not by Schauder, but by the team. They were not clearing any bodies there, lifting up any sticks.
Army going around, trying to go backdoor, wasn't able to do so. Almost a shot that time, shot again. Schauder pushing Army out.
Good stick tip there by Bruno.
One of the players for Army on that one was right in front of Schauder, and he just pushes him away. Wild shot went off the glove of Army. but Casey put it back. It's Wild. Going to get the pluck. Does a body check.
Really
And
good
that
hit
one
there.
goes
Sent
out
the
of
stick
play.
flying.
But Army gets a stick back. That was Chambers who lost the stick earlier. Trying to go further down the ice. That time it's Wagner for Army. Puck loose. Verity pushing it away. He gets knocked down on our far side. Casey with the shot, and it's going to be saved by Army. Almost, just almost
Back
for the Red Foxes.
Yeah, that was a really good chance there. Tyler Stoneman, he was the one that took the hit along the boards there, and that didn't bother him. He got right back up. If he got there maybe a second faster, I think we were going to score there.
The puck was loose, but right after they saw it loose, the defenseman for Army knew it was going to happen. And this is the guy we've talked about all throughout the open, and it's going to be off the boards. Deflected off the boards, and it's going to be pushed up the ice.
Really
For an
good
icing
job
call.
there by Marist to just get the bodies out of the way there for Schauder.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is you're the Red Foxes. 1-1. If you keep this up, you're in good shape. This is one of those games where when you score the first goal against a tough opponent in Army, you can't go down and figure out a way to not score another one or just not win or draw in this one. You got to figure out a way to compete at a defensive level, especially with Schauder at net, who doesn't have the experience that you might want out of your goaltender in this one.
That's true, Derek, but I don't think experience has really been an issue. Schauder's he got the call, and he for sure answered it. I think another fabulous job by Marist picking up the stick.
Puck's loose. Army on our side. Arno.
Looks like someone got a little over anxious there.
Indeed.
Despite the fact that Marist is playing very physical and laying some big hits, fans still want to see more hits.
Oh, well, you gotta love hits. You know, an interesting fact about this one, I always love talking about referees. And let me tell you, seeing Smalley not out there in this one is interesting.
It's shocking.
I'm stunned. I'm at a loss for words not seeing Smalley.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little bit appalled by it.
Oh,
You said he was here most games last year, but not today.
yeah, I think he had a busy day today. Couldn't make it. So Smalley not here for the refs.
But yeah, it looks like it's maybe even three new refs today. I don't recognize any of them.
One of them I do recognize. I just can't remember his name. So once I get that, I'll make sure to let you guys know the ref that's always involved with things.
Thank you, Derek. That's a big part of the game. It's knowing who's officiating.
Continuing to look for the officials. This time it's Army. Shot on net, deflected by Schauder. Pushing it up the ice this time. Hickman gets a shot on it. It's saved.
That's a fabulous snapshot right there, and able to take the puck from your own blue line, and turn it into a scoring chance down there is fabulous.
Figured out which guy is the referee that's reffed a lot of games, just waiting for him to turn his side. He's in the orange today.
Yeah, he's an actual official. He's not a linesman.
And that one, guess what?
A fan's
Is
taking it home today.
Out of play yet again.
Lucky
Have a day.
Lucky souvenir for whoever gets that puck.
Well, you don't actually have it for very long. You got to give it back.
They don't need to know that.
It's this guy right here. Martins is the official. Martins is the official that we saw last time, and I'll tell you what, the Red Foxes are familiar with Martins.
And he's one of those refs that lets everything play. And he's consistent with it, so I cannot complain if I was the player.
That one hits the boards. Going backdoor on that one.
Schauder's doing a great job at challenging the shooters at the right time there to make the fabulous save that he did with us there.
I'll tell you what. It's been an interesting match. Army leading in this one. Well, Army led in the first matchup that they had last season, but this one, 1-1. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties earlier. We were just switching the camera out a little bit. Stay tuned for more action as we continue on this period number 2.
Well, I thought that one was going out right there.
I'm telling you, I think when in doubt, expect it to go out.
That's a great call.
Gotta like that rhyme.
I do.
Casey almost got a body check on that one. Didn't do it that time. It was Corno, number 21 for the Red Foxes, who pushed it up. He pushes it up again, trying to put pressure on the Army defense.
Marist is doing a great job at forechecking this game. It's been one of the better games I've seen from their forecheck.
Going up the ice is the Red Foxes. Do they get past? They get past the midline and just push it up so they can sub out their defensemen.
It's a well-needed change there. Those defensemen were out there for a while, so getting a dump in, it serves many purposes, allowing for forecheck and a change.
And that's going to go out of play. What a
save by Russo.
What a save. Right into the net, into his glove.
Even when he's not playing, he's still making fabulous saves.
Oh, just love to see it. Use that glove. That's what they always say. And even though he's not in the game, he is using it tonight.
He loves to flash the leather.
Oh, indeed. Gotta love the leather. John Heaney wins the face-off for the Red Foxes. Barone. Oh! Shot right at the tender. Barone, senior, I talked about it earlier. Haven't heard much from him. We'll see. I think he's going to be a major piece in this one if the Red Foxes can answer even more.
Definitely. He's one of the bigger guys on the team, so we do need this big size in this size matchup here.
Just under 8:25 left in this one in the second period. Off the boards, off his pads. Army trying to push, and Lehman isn't able to do so. Red Foxes trying to push it out. They aren't really able to, as Army still has it. And is that one going to be icing? Army wants it. They get it. (1-1) in this one. Tied. Just around 8 minutes to play in period number 2.
The clock's still at a standstill for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, luckily we're getting updates from the scores table as we speak. Want to thank our great production guy and Will Rosen for all that he's done throughout this entire broadcast, and as well as his PA performance early on in this one.
I'm going to be honest. I think Will Rosen, jack of all trades. He can do anything.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. One of a kind. One of a kind.
You don't see many of them.
Indeed. It's going to be a face-off.
He even has a fabulous pocket square today. I'm jealous of it.
I think you're making him blush a little bit as the production guy today. Army. Gets it off the boards. Trying to get a shot on net. Again, Schauder isn't able to do so. It's going to go right to the netminder for Army.
Marist has done a fabulous job so far at clogging up the neutral zone and stopping the lateral movement of West Point Army tonight. really denying them the right to pick up a lot of speed, which can be dangerous.
Shot on net just goes wide. Schauder got lucky on that one. It's your boy Stoneman who is after that puck, but it's going to be an icing call.
He's a hustler. He's been out there for a while, and this icing call does not help as Marist is unable to get a change.
Referee on the side was making sure that the Red Foxes would not do a change. You can see some of the Red Foxes already exhausted. Zachary Taylor, the freshman, and Chris Sotero went over to the bench and were like, please, just give me a breath. I certainly need it. We want to thank our 55 viewers out there for watching our broadcast today.
No icing here. It's going to give the Red Foxes a time to get a quick change. Oh. A little bit of a hiccup there by Army. They might have been trying to go too fast.
Too fast? Not so fast. Red Foxes D has been doing well tonight. Army trying to get past. Faraday isn't able to do so. But Wild lost the puck. Army making a move. Line change for Army. It's Wild. Did not connect. Did not.
I believe that goal went in the net. I don't know why they're calling that a no goal.
According to the ref, it did not connect. They're going to have a conversation on that one.
I think that went inside post and out of the net. That one should be counted as a goal.
I mean, you could see my hesitancy on that one. I thought it was 50-50. I thought it went into the back of the net, but we'll see. They're going to have a conversation. And it's a goal! They score! Into the back of the net. Red Foxes lead 2-1 in this one.
That's a great way to end the second period. I'm not sure if they're going to add any more time to it, but that was fabulous. What a great snapshot by Christian Wild.
If I were to guess, I would probably say 5 seconds were left right after the buzzer, to be honest with you.
I would too, and it looks like they're going to go try to play the last 5. Oh, a little bit more time than 5 seconds, our production is telling us. Oh, 3 minutes. I thought the buzzer was for the period ending.
You got me all confused on the horn. I'm assuming that the horn that was played was probably for the goal.
I believe it was as well.
The time. And that one's going to be stopped by Schauder, and they're going to get after it in this one. Schauder just trying to get out of things to make sure that he's good. Red Foxes definitely want to have a big boost with Schauder having a heck of a day.
He is. He's having a phenomenal night. He's been putting the work in clearly during practice, and it shows.
And as we continue throughout this broadcast, I'm Derek DeGallo alongside Tommy Berry for a great matchup. Red Foxes lead in this one 2-1.
Really good play there by Marist to show some heart and defend their goalie. That's what you always want to see, especially as a goalie, knowing you're going to have your team on your back. Love to see it. Just shows how the leaders have been emphasizing chemistry and playing as a team. That would have been a really dangerous scoring chance there if that pass connected.
And that one goes into the back of the net. Army with an answer.
Right there with that goal, I don't think Schauder fully saw that one, because I saw after the puck went in, he reacted to it. I think there was just a good screen with a well-timed shot.
Yeah, I didn't get a good look at that one either, so Schauder unlucky that time. Army answers 2-2 with not much left to play in period number 2.
That's exactly what Army does. Just like the real-life military, they will answer the call. And that's what they're doing. When they're down, they're answering the call and making sure they're getting back on top. Or at least tying the game up.
Ref checking for the time left on this one. Hickman pushing it up the ice. Right to the tender. Tender's just going to put it right back down. Army continuing on this tempo. Hickman trying to go to the captain, wasn't able to do so. But luckily, Buchik is right there. Shot on net for Army is stopped.
Fabulous block shot there by Buchik. Getting their body in the lane, that's going to help Schauder. Can't stop every shot.
What period are we in? Is this like...
As we continue on this one, period number 2 with not much time left in this one. Still looking at the clock. As they continue on in this one. Pushing it forward, around. So clock has not been working on the scoreboard, but guess what?
What, Derek?
The goals still work. You see 2-2-2, Marist 2, period 2, Army 2. Isn't that a coincidence or what?
I'd say so. I'd definitely say it's a coincidence.
And it's Friday the 13th. Not a good sign.
Struggling to see the connection there and how the 13 gets in there, but I'm sure you have a method.
It makes sense that the scoreboard's not working given the fact that it's Friday the 13th.
You think there's some magic stuff going on?
I think there is. I think there's a superior who's doing something behind the scenes. Still figuring out. Gets knocked down. Red Foxes push it forward. No icing is going to be called after it hit off of Army. Still both teams looking and like how much time is left. Confusion going on at this point in time.
No one knows, but as a player, you just got to play.
Oh, you love to play. You play to the whistle on anything. Red Foxes slip for the second. And Army almost gets a chance on that one, but isn't able to connect after the pass goes wide. Deflected by the assistant captain, Keogh. Moving things forward for the Red Foxes, gets stopped there. Now to the far side. Army pushing it forward. 2 minutes remaining in the second period, it sounds like. A lot of time has been playing in this one. This period seems like it's going for a while.
This definitely felt like a long period. I don't think the puck going out every 20 seconds helped.
It certainly did not.
This has definitely been a very even matched game so far. Wow.
What did you see on that one?
Just a good move to beat up the goalie. Just couldn't bury it.
I know Army's bench was excited about that one. Thought it could have been going in. Wasn't able to do so. And that one does! Army! Another one! You know what's funny about this? Army scored 3 goals. Marist scored 2. All 5 goals have happened in the second period.
Yeah. Right now it's a battle of who wants it more. The first period, these teams didn't really know each other that well, as the roster for Marist was so reconstructed this year. They didn't know much about Army, but now as the game's gone on, they've been able to find the weak points, and Army's been able to exploit them, such as if you give up too many 2-on-1s, a couple of them are bound to cash, just like that.
Seems at times the line changes for the Red Foxes. It seems like guys on the ice have been out there a little bit longer than Army, which I think is a huge reason why they're tired, they're exhausted on defense, which is why their execution hasn't been as high. It's been about less than 1 minute left in period number 2. Fans getting into it. They want an interference call. No call. It's stuck right there.
Like you said, the Red Foxes, they've been a little hesitant to change. Partially is that this is a good team, and they know that if they get off the ice at the wrong time, they could make a mistake.
They're checking for time. I want to say it's like less than 30 seconds. It's got to be.
I do too, but
this period has been extremely long. I think it's got to be 30 seconds.
I for sure do. I do think this might have been longer than a 20-minute period.
Yeah, I certainly think so.
On actual play time, it's definitely felt longer than 20 minutes.
Schauder with the other save. Marist wins the faceoff. It's Faraday trying to push it down the ice, isn't able to do so. In front was Army, but the Red Foxes trying to clear it, aren't able to do so. Army on the other side, behind the net. Red Foxes are able to clear it for the second, 10 seconds left, and it looks like they'll go down the ice. And it's Stoneman trying to get a shot off before the time expires. He gets down. Taylor wasn't able to connect on that one. And that was a interesting period number 2. We see five goals scored in period number 2. That one seemed a little bit longer. Period number 2. What do you think was the big reason why Army was able to score 3 goals in period number 2?
I think a big reason was, like you said earlier, Marist not changing at the right time, so they're getting out there tired and then giving the puck up in the neutral zone, which is one of the worst spots to give it up besides the front of the net. And they're just getting good 2-on-1 opportunities, making the right plays, and cashing out the chances they have.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities played. Army leading 3-2 in period number 2 after period number 2. We'll be right back for period number 3. All right, everybody, welcome back to period number 3, the final period. Big period, too. 5 goals scored in that one.
That's right. This is going to be a massive third period because I'm going to state the obvious. It's going to decide the outcome of the game
Oh,
here.
come on.
But
state the obvious.
Marist has been hanging with Army all night. If they can just continue playing to their game plan, which they have so far, besides 1 or 2 unlucky bounces, such as the Army's second goal where Sacco just didn't see it, didn't see the shot at all, I like their chances for the rest of this game.
Line changes for the Red Foxes. Whole new group. Like to see that early after the Red Foxes were tired in that second period. And they get the line. They get the icing call.
And one of the benefits of this third period right now so far, the clock's working again finally.
Whoa, that is breaking news, guys. Breaking news. The clock is officially working for period number 3. I know we're excited about that one.
Yeah, it's definitely beneficial. I don't think that second period was actually 20 minutes. I think it was way longer than that.
Yeah, everybody wants to play some hockey. As long as if you play extra hockey, why not? No big deal.
Fair point, but if that third goal came at the end of the period when it should have been over, I'd be a little angry. Wild already having a goal tonight. He's commanding this offense right now on that zone entry.
Just beautiful. Just beautiful.
You love to see it.
Pushing down the ice. Whoa! What a play there by Army.
Army had numbers there, making it a 3-on-1 with very limited back checkers, but the defenseman there, I couldn't catch his number, did a great job at taking away the lane and disrupting that chance.
Environment. Interesting in period number 3. Fiery in period number 2. Not as fiery in period number 3, but certainly the parents are bringing it tonight.
The parents definitely are. They're not afraid to stick their voices out there, but like you say, it's quiet right now, but I think as time goes on, I wouldn't doubt if it becomes a little bit more loud near the later end of this period.
But make sure to tune in tomorrow, Pink the Rink against Montclair State. 4:15. That's going to be a doozy. That's going to be a big one.
Great cause, too.
And it's a save! Shouter with the save.
He's looked very good tonight. Fabulous.
I mean, he has given up 3 goals in this one, though.
But none of those goals are necessarily his fault. Second one, like I said, bodies in front of him, couldn't really see it. Third goal, odd man chance. As a goalie, there's not much you can do there when they send it cross crease.
And another save by Shouter. I think he was hearing what I had to say, and he said, hey, Derek, I can still save the puck.
He's saved it many times tonight.
What do you think the number's at right now?
For shots?
For saves for Shouter.
I'm not really good at guessing the shots, but I'd definitely say he's above a 900 save percentage. So I'd say over 30 saves.
How many? You think over 30 saves?
Through 2 periods, now that I said it out loud, not really. I'm saying maybe around
I think 20. I feel
20, 22.
That's exactly what I was gonna go with. I was gonna go with 22 saves.
Great chance there up in front. Williams almost had a chance to bury it there. We haven't called this line's number or this line's name a lot, but they've been being able to keep some offensive pressure going, not letting defense or staying in the defensive zone too long. Really good job by that line there.
It's going to go down the ice. It does. No icing. McCormack pushing it up the ice. This time, Stoneman. That one. Oh! Guess what I thought that was going to do?
Go out of play?
I did, but it didn't. Stays in play. No out of plays so far just yet in this one.
Tyler Stoneman was upset with his lack of goal there at the end of the second period, for lack of a better term. So I expect this period, especially right here, he's going to be playing with some fire, as he made a very fabulous chance right there to try to get a pass or a rebound.
Certainly going to be interesting, and he gets down. No call. Hurlbert not happy with that at all. You can see his frustration on that one.
And these refs, besides an elbowing early in the game that was pretty blatant, they haven't really called much. There's been a couple of questionable calls that I may have called if I was a referee, but like I said earlier, if they're consistent, there's not really much anger you can have.
Hickman making a move, continuing, loses the puck. Army's got it. Trying to go into the middle, wasn't able to do so. Pushing it off the boards. They go. And thanks again for all those viewers staying tuned with us. We have 54 so far on this one. We appreciate the time you're taking with us today on this broadcast. 54 viewers that have been constant with us, but 320 viewers. How about that, Tommy?
It's a great turnout. I wonder what that number is going to look like tomorrow with an elevated event.
I feel like the viewers are going to be a little bit less on YouTube, though. I feel like it's going to be more of a packed rink in that one.
That's fair, but what about the people that aren't able to go and want to catch the game online? Who knows?
Maybe they'll fly out. I think Pink the Rink is one of those games that's the type of time that they're going to fly out to. The great state of New York. And who else? Where else would you want to be in New York, Tommy, besides Poughkeepsie, New York? Where else would you want to be? I don't know. I think Poughkeepsie's top.
Yeah, nothing else can come to mind. You have a beautiful Marist campus. If you're a prospective student, you should definitely come and check it out.
Certainly the sight to see in New York.
Sunsets are beautiful. Sitting right along the Hudson.
Oh,
can't beat it.
Just fantastic. Army trying to get it across, isn't able to do so. They keep going middle, blocked by Schauder. He's down for a second, continuing to battle. Defense helps him out on that one. As Schauder was down for a second, continued to fight on the ground.
Schauder's done a really good job at following the puck, especially when he doesn't have a full view of it. He's been able to track it really well, especially right there in that situation, still able to keep himself in front of it.
And it's another save.
Fabulous goaltending by Schauder today.
Just have a day. Have a day.
That is right. You know, I actually own a hat that says have a day.
You have a hat that says have a day?
Yep, it's a bucket hat. I wear it when I'm golfing.
That's
Love it.
very interesting.
It's a fabulous hat.
Continuing it on.
What happens if you wear it at night, Tommy?
I'm not sure there. Well, I don't think I could, because it's a have a day, not have a night.
In front. Marist trying to get it out. Isn't able to do so. And that one connects. Army again. Another goal. Army leads 4-2.
Right there, it felt like Marist was really puck watching there. It allowed Kyle Lawrence to sneak in past the defense. That's going to tally him up for his, I believe that might be his first goal of the season. Yeah, that will be Kyle Lawrence's first goal of the season. Congratulations to him. Really put himself in the right spot, taking advantage of Marist's puck watching there.
Yeah, what a job by Kyle Lawrence on that one. Just doing exactly what he needs to do for Army to get it into the back of the net, now leading by 2 goals. pushing it up the ice. Stop. You're the Red Foxes, down 2 goals. What do you need to do? Obviously, you're going to say score goals, but what do you got to do to try to get into the back of the net?
On the contrary, actually, Derek, I was going to say you need to make sure you stop the bleeding. You can't stop. You can't let in another goal because that's going to significantly ruin your chances. But like you said, obviously, goal is the most important thing, but at the same time, defense, you need to prioritize that, make the right defensive plays, and not try to cut a corner to make sure you can try to score a goal.
That is shocking. You did not state the obvious on that one. I'm at a loss for words at this point. Army going behind the net. Just battled around. Kwong has it. Just pushing it down the ice for the Red Foxes. Defenseman on top of him. The assistant captain, it looked like, who we talked about earlier in Lehman, who was on him.
Lehman's a fabulous player, but Kwong, he's one of those very, very two-way defensemen we can see. He's not afraid to jump up into the play. You saw it right there at the blue line. He had a very crafty spinorama there and was able to get it out of the zone.
Casey fell down. Wild having trouble. Just got it over, though. That one's going to go right over the net.
It's going to be a no icing call as that one was tipped by Army.
Battled off. Barone. Pushing it. He gets down for a second. Army trying to get another goal, and they do. Army putting on a show tonight against the Red Foxes. Big period number 2, and they just answer with 2 goals in period number 3.
David Cadigan is a phenomenal player. That's going to put him up to his 4th goal in 7 games played. You know, Marist just, again, not looking around, taking too much time in their D zone. When you get the puck, you should be looking up the ice and trying to get it out as fast as you can.
Faraday tried to pass it up. Just went past Taylor on that one. Army trying to answer. They've done it so far today with a lot of answers. Trying to get another one, and it's going to be a no goal on that one. They're going to wave it off. Interference with the net looks like the call.
The net looks like it came off its mooring before the puck entered the area of the goal, therefore resulting in no goal.
We got 9:58 remaining in the 3rd period. Not out of reach just yet for the Red Foxes, but as we take a look to tomorrow, Pink the Rink night against Montclair State, what can you expect from the Red Foxes?
I think they're going to be mad. I think with this game, granted it's not over yet, but if it continues on this path, if I'm the coach and the players and everyone on the team, I'm hoping to set a statement tomorrow that just because we lost the past couple games, we're not afraid to continue playing.
That one right off the stick of Schauder. Army continuing to get involved with things. You know what? We mentioned Red Foxes. We mentioned it so many times. Their next game. But Army, they'll have some tough competition. And if you look at Army's schedule, and I'll tell you what, this is a gauntlet. They played Penn State twice. They lost 6-2 in the first one. The second one was not announced just yet on the final score for ACHAhockey.com. If you want to check out all the final scores and everything like that, make sure to do so. But they split against Clarkson this season, and they've split against Rowan University as well. They beat Central Connecticut State, though. So very interesting schedule for Army, playing a tough Penn State team for 2 games.
So we have a West Point penalty going to be appointed to John Sexton. I believe it's going to be for roughing. This is a chance for right now Marist to jump back into the game. If you can get one quick here, you'll still have about 6 minutes to put in two. You're pulling the goalie around the 4-minute mark, have a man advantage. This game is not out of reach.
You know, you look at the top performers that we were looking at before this game. James Delilah, he's delivered for Army. We can tell that he's an impact guy. Caleb Kaiser, we haven't really mentioned him a lot throughout in this one, but you can certainly tell that he's having a huge impact on this one just based on the fact of they're scoring goals. He's a forward. He's definitely making that push.
Yeah, his line of Delilah and Lehman, sorry about that one. They're the top producers. They're who this team looks to. But as I said in the Frozen Foxes show, this is a deep team. They have many players that have recorded a point. There is very few players that have yet to record a point. Actually, only 6 players on this Army team, besides the scratches, are yet to record a point. This is a very deep team. They have anyone that can get on the stat sheet as fast as possible.
Yeah,
that's how you win games.
Army, always a fierce competitor in Division II hockey. They're the ones who you got to look out for in this conference.
They definitely are. And Kyle Lawrence, goal scorer today, scored his first one. He's loving this band. He's really harmonizing to them, it feels like.
Pushing it down the ice for the Red Foxes. They have it at this point. Wild. Lost it. Army fighting for it again, but Wild recovers nicely.
Arizona, they're on the power play. They seem to take it, get settled, hold it down for a second, make the right plays, and not let the time and space get away from them, like it did right there by Wild. This has not really felt like a Red Fox power play right now. They've been deep in their own zone, which is something you never want to have on a power play.
Barone moving it down the ice. Another shot. That one it looked like was Kwong who tried to get that shot.
Ryan Miller there sent it a little bit over the net, but
it was Bruno who got that shot. Marist taking their time in this one. And that's another goal for Army. They are just putting on a clinic tonight.
Yeah, this is what separates good teams from great teams. Once they have something, they smell a little bit of blood, they're like sharks. They will go. They don't care how much time is left, what the score is. They're just going to keep going. That was a beautiful move, if I say so.
What can we say?
Nothing.
We knew coming into this Army was going to be the top of the conference, and they're showing us why.
They definitely are showing it. Just, if I'm the Red Foxes, I'm playing the rest of the game out with some heart. I don't care what the score reflects. Just try to play your game. There's another quick goal there by Army to make it 7-2.
Have a day. Army offense continuing to deliver. That makes it 3 goals in period number 3.
No, that makes it 4.
4 goals?
There's 3-2
yeah,
coming in.
4 goals in period number 3.
And 2 shorthanded goals, that's something you never want to see.
Army continuing to put the pressure. Lehman passing, but it's stopped. Schauder with another save.
Schauder's been hung out to dry on a couple of goals. Those last two, there's nothing he really could have done. It's just first short-handed goal, just fabulous move to get past the defender, and then an even better move there, just put the puck in the net. But then on the second one, you can't leave a man wide open in front of the net for 20 seconds, especially when the other team has the puck and not expect them to score.
Hickman just trying to get it out at this point. Haven't mentioned Rousseau a lot in this one, who had the puck last after that drive. It's Keogh. Over to Barone. Barone pushing it up the ice to Rousseau. Rousseau lost it. When you look at Marist at this point in time, what do you see them doing?
Right now, they're obviously frustrated, so they're not going to be making the right plays. They're kind of just going to be throwing the puck around, which is what they've done so far in this third period, which is kind of creating some late-stage goals that a 7-2 score shouldn't reflect, but at the end of this period, it definitely is reflecting how they've played so far. There's a couple of bad clerical errors, just not being there mentally at the time, and just not taking the time and space to make the right play.
Wild puts a lick into Army. Faraday tried to give it over to Casey, was misfired on that one. Stolen away for the second. Casey looked like he was in some pain, but he gets right back up.
Looked like he
looks
took
okay.
a stick to the neck there. That's just what you want from the leader there. Right there, he may have been injured, and hopefully nothing else comes from it, but be able to get right back into the play shows that these Red Foxes need to have some heart, which they have had all game. It's just, no matter what the score is, you just got to keep having it.
Army continuing to compete, and that's going to be a stoppage here. We'll be right back with more.
As I take over Derek DeGallo, I'm William Rosen. As we left out down here, Derek giving him the night off as he calls a phenomenal one. Tommy, not much on the Marist side.
Not at all. They were in it for the first 40 minutes of the game, but looks like this is a young team. They won't have the stamina that this older, bigger Army team will have, so that definitely led to making the wrong plays late stages. But if I'm the team, I'm looking forward for tomorrow already. Big game against Montclair State, Pink the Rink night. You just got to move on from the loss, put it behind you in your rearview mirror, and just focus on the games ahead.
As let's see if Army can capitalize and make it an 8-2 game here at McCann Ice Arena. The goal now for the Foxes is to potentially get one more goal, get a little momentum coming into tomorrow. That's what head coach wants to see. I spoke with him earlier today. He was confident today, not that he wouldn't be, but he sounded kind of intrigued by the matchup today, especially for tomorrow. He wants everyone that can come out here to McCann Ice Arena for Pink the Rink. Tom, what are you going to wear tomorrow for Pink the Rink?
I'm thinking some pink tomorrow.
That's a good choice. As a shot wide of the net by Army, as they are trying to get another one on the board, and that's taken back a shot and a nice save.
Great job there by Schauder.
Keeps the lead at 7.
Looks like he's keeping Lehman off the scoreboard so far. There's that barrage of goals. I was not able to fully catch the name of all of them. So
Lehman, our featured player before the broadcast. 6 games played, 6 goals. You think he'll get another one tonight?
I'm not sure at this point. I don't know if at this point Coach Batewell for Army is going to say, Lehman, take the rest of the night off. Game's concluded pretty much. No need for you to get out there and get injured. Because right now, that's really the main focus right now. The game's just about done. You got to wait for the I's to be dotted and the T's to be crossed.
That's another opportunity of breakaway for Army. Army, the powerhouse of the ACHA Division II Club Reservoir, as they're 19-1 last year. Another shot, and that's deflected. 2 minutes remain per PA announcer tonight, besides myself, Grace DeMarco. Tommy?
We just had another puck go out of play.
And you know what Derek says? Out of play, that's his favorite day.
He does love it when it goes out of play.
Classic DeGallo. As we thank you for spending part of your Friday night for Derek DeGallo and Tommy Berry, William Rosen sliding in, giving Derek some vocal rest tonight, as this one is just about concluding. Let's see, Army breakaway, wraps around, far side, nice maneuvering by the Knights. A shot, and it's on goal.
You know, there must be something about the Knights that just makes them good. You know, you have the Golden Knights of the NHL, a powerhouse, just recently winning a Stanley Cup, and you have these Knights here tonight.
UCF Knights.
They fight. The Knights fight, and they play well in any sport.
They're Knights of the round. Oh! A major hit, and there's going to be a scrimmage on the far side. Before it's broken up by the official, there's going to be at least one penalty here.
That's Ben Goucher, number 22 for Army, and Jack Casey, the captain, getting into a little bit of some unnecessary roughness there. In a game like this, that's the last thing you want. You never know. There could be a suspension, not saying that there will be, but if it gets out of hand, one could be dealt.
Reminds me of Wednesday night's men's soccer game, as that one was a rowdy one. Around 14 yellow cards assessed to both teams.
That's rowdy. Did anyone get a suspension on that one?
I would assume so, as there was a reverse chokehold on 7 Kyle Evans for Marist.
Oh, I did not catch the game.
I recommend you watch it. It was Nick Passione on our hockey media staff was on the call, calling color with Brandon Ross.
I did tune in for a little bit. I believe Nick did a great job. Wasn't able to watch the whole thing.
There was a penalty. I don't know the penalty, but no matter what, those penalties will withstand the duration of this one. So they are kind of nullified in a way.
Sounds going to be offsetting roughing penalties there.
It's kind of like offsetting penalties in football, negating anything.
Yeah. Oh, actually, sorry, it'll be 4-on-4 hockey, not offsetting.
1 minute remaining here at the McCann Ice Arena. 4:15 tomorrow, Saturday, October 14th. Pink the Rink afternoon here in Potown. One more opportunity for the Foxes, and it gets poked away by Army. And what time is it?
39-6.
What time did... All right. It was a puck out of play. It's Derek's.
Didn't catch that one. As it looks like some of the Army scratches have cookies right now. I wish I could have one right now.
For the end of the game, of course, as we take you out, I will hand it back to Derek DeGallo, as he is excited for his final thoughts. One more opportunity here for Army on the near side, and that's poke checked away by the Foxes.
Well,
or
quickly before we hand it off to Derek again, what are your final thoughts of this game?
On the production side, we did a very good job. I think the best production Marist Ice Hockey has ever had, period, quite frankly. On the game side, not so much.
I think
5, 4, 3. Tommy, close us out.
2, 1, 0.
William Rosen on hand. I'll hand it back to Derek.
This Army defeats Marist 7-2 here on this Friday night in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, certainly a doozy. Army came up on top in this one. Army 7 goals in this one. They delivered in a big way. Red Foxes scored 2 in period number 2. Looking to rebound next game against Montclair State. Pink the Rink Night. Make sure to tune in for that one. I'm Derek DeGallo alongside Tommy Armstrong, and we'll see you guys next time.